na your hopes and your aspiration going into the next year. You're setting goals for ourselves, hoping say you bet me achieve. And those of us who are also seeking say Ghana will witness massive economic transformation. The youth of this particular country are economically independent and self-sufficient. That particular call and that particular campaign is still on and is still active. But to realize that, we have a big role to play in as much as we feel and we can authenticate the fact that the existing political establishment in our failure, we refer to government because over the years, people come to power to satisfy their selfish parochial individual interest or to the detriment of the majority of the people. Hoping say you bring a transformation, that isn't the case. Politics here is inspired by greed, selfishness, among for making sure say it's an avenue to amass wealth to themselves. So what do we need to say the system on its own will change for the better? Trust me, you'll be waiting and waiting till the kingdom come. Nothing will change. And anything I incumbent upon you, menewo as citizens, what we can do to ensure that this economic transformation here say in Sabakano a bit me abum. And there are several ways we can make that contribution and ensure say we achieve that. First, your major problem I all krumha this hyper partisan environment I create for ourselves. A tool ya divide your home. There are some to the left, there are some to the right. Our argument is not based on even interest. Those parties a bear for us. Namum, we are just defending things we are not supposed to, forgetting about our collective welfare and our collective interest as people. So to begin with, I see what we are in for. Makase belonging to a political party is not a big deal. That is not a problem. But you must make sure say the interest and the collective good of the majority of the people is being catered for. So at any point in time, if a political party we a member of a sway off when they are messing up, you should have the courage and the moral conviction to stand up against Niomoye biya. And no, and a bit to me, Amaya put two leaders on their toes and they'll begin to pick up their thinking caps. No more who say, we are ruling an intelligent class of people. Our munim in and out. And their allegiance, it's not just to party, but to the collective good and to the ultimate way I Ghana. When we begin from that footnote, trust me, we will begin to see change, because when politicians are acting, they act on back information more as to whether Sadana or be able to garner the support of the people or not. But the hyper partisan environment that you're creating into always and always, and they have backing, even at a point that people are messing up and they feel emboldened. Because when say or majority of people out there who root out for them, however bad the situation is. So many as citizens, we wield an enormous power that can help us to change this nasty paradigm of politics that you're creating over the years, And to do that, is to hold in power workers accountable and responsible to their words, to their commitment, or make it to us, and to ensure, say, we judge them by no other thing but their own commitment in some more country. So at any point in time, if those commitments, are not fruitful, then you should be bold enough to confront them and say, hey, enough is enough. Going forward, people should not see those on the sidelines calling on government to do the right thing. Some way the enemies of the state. And I say, people are motivated by malice or certain party interest. No. However, your friend is saying our political differences may be, you know, some of us believe in Ghana. We believe that Ghana must thrive and triumph, because it is only when Ghana thrives and triumphs and the ordinary person and the way out of this economic quagmire you will be out to near. There is no hope unless you have somebody at a higher place, unless you have somebody to fall on and sana what will make you through. Young people looking for job opportunities, you need to pay bribe. Women seeking jobs, either they have to pay bribe and also be in the better. That is the stage you move on from. Now you create an environment that offers a competitive edge, an opportunity for all, irrespective of background, creed, family, affinity, alliance, or whatever. People will have access to job opportunities based on competence and what they can do. That is the society that we want to build. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. This is the society we seek. And I believe, sir, collectively, we can do it together. Across the political divide, doesn't matter where you stand. Ghana we all need to work together. We chim ko benkum na we chim ko nifa. That is the politics we've been doing over the years. Growing up, if you listen to radio stations like Adom FM, Peace FM, then as a forum, you have one person from the other side and the other guy from the other side. We chim ko benkuma, we ban we yabe chim ko nifa. Now host no to medal, no the so already test message. So at the end of the day, the listener becomes so much confused that onim who actually is speaking the truth. The middle person who is supposed to set the record straight, feels so they just leave the issues ajar. So in the last 20 to 30 years, your politics will chroma. That has been the order of the day. The other guy will speak to the left, the other guy will come and speak to the right, leaving audience so confused. So such confusion, no man, the two by leaders. That confusion, no man, the and you can admit, sir, our progress has been nothing but a disaster. That is the narrative some of us want us to change. Because, Maka said, the truth is objective. Human beings are subjective. So if you stand by the truth, true to your convictions, and you hold allegiance to the ultimate interest that is Ghana, you will always find yourself at the side of the truth, and you will be emboldened to rise against any evil. Wherever you see it, it doesn't matter whether you are in the NDC and you think some nasty stuff are going on, and because you think say, no, you are in the NPP, you think no. The courage and the conviction to confront evil, that is the only thing that will make us whole. People sit somewhere and sometimes they blame this whole downslide, downslide on MPP, MP, NDC politics. Yes, to certain extent, but I'm not sure say we are here because of NDC and the MPP politics, because people who are in the NDC and the MPP are not Chinese. They are not from Bangladesh. They are Ghanaians. Sundays, Nekushia Church, Nekushia Mosque is the same people. It's the psyche and the thinking of the people. So to begin with, unless we reform mentally and begin to appreciate the political realities that prevail elsewhere, we will continue to sit here and always find a way to blame people except ourselves and get away with it. Because my culture says, you can never have stupid leaders ruling intelligent people. Never. It's never going to happen. So wherever you think that you see foolish leaders, directly you see fools as well. And wherever you see sustained bad governance, the people are no victims. They are accomplices and sponsors. Your power holders are just individual. Collectively, we hold the key. And if we are wise, we can change the locks every point in time. You're free, say. The key word is, is short change here, we have the power to change the lock. And to the key no buy into me. By who say nyansa, we know they are short changing us. And we continue to allow them in to get to a point in time they will consider everybody as a fool. And that is the point we've got into. That is why sometimes when I speak, I tell people that in a failed country like ours, there are no heroes. There are no heroes. That is why those accolades, I hold them in no high regard, because we have all failed. Whether you are a professor, whether you are a doctor, we all live in a failed state. Maybe not in a failed state in the sense that maybe you think you have cars, you have bought houses. No. Collectively, if you walk onto the street, you see despondency, you see poverty, you see disease, you see a veil of desperation that is hanging all over. So you can have all the monies in the world as an individual. If you are wise and intelligent, you know, say, you are part of the failed system. We want to build a society where you get out to the streets and say, there is hope. There are smiles on the faces of everybody. There are opportunities for everybody. That is the society we can all be proud and say, yes, we made it. Not a society where few misguided, twisted minds will just capitalize on certain loopholes in the political establishment, make money, and go about sitting on radio telling people, I've made it, I have cars, properties in a failed state, and you call yourself a hero? There are no damn heroes in a failed state, my brother. We have all failed. And unless each one of us become economically empowered, self-sufficient, we can never take credit for being successful. That is the society some of us are seeking, that we're able to create an inclusive society that caters for the marginalized, that caters for the poor, that caters for the educated, the uneducated, the ill, the sick, whoever. There will be certain competitive edge, certain advantage for everybody. In the kasa na ye kasa, and yes, will be per kasa. We have sat down, reviewed systems elsewhere. I'm one person. I'm in believer in those copy and paste. There are America's system is working perfectly, UK system is working perfectly, and automatically Ghana must work perfectly. It doesn't work like that, because I have taken my time to read extensively about America, where they started from and where they are going. People made a lot of sacrifices. There was a conscious effort to make an America a great country. Certain individuals made great sacrifices. And today, America is a success story. It didn't just happen. There are no miracles in building a country. It takes conscientious effort. Put measures in place, put systems in place, and ensure, say, Omaya no dachi, ni bibiano will not rest on individual discretion and personal interfaces. No moment there are systems, procedures, and principles in place, and then they run a system. No, that is the only way. That is the only way. You cannot run a country based on the sick discretion of people who have managed to capture political power. No. We need to make that contribution to ensure, say, this country works again. I believe in God. I'm a Catholic. I go to church every Sunday. I pray to God. But I also believe, say, God will not come and build our country for us. Just like we've been fooling ourselves over the years. God will not come and build our country for us. God expects us to use the wisdom He has given us to make right decisions, not to use say a school, and we are taking advantage of others here free say one go school, we can just capitalize on their ignorance and make rich out of the system, all to their detriment. No. And in the end, we pray God will come and save us. God doesn't build a country. He's there for everybody. It is up to us to make proactive measures, put in place systems and structures to ensure that we empower our own people, especially the youth. Because Makase, the most valuable resources any country would need is human resource. Because you may have all the natural resources, tons of them across the length and breadth of your country. If you don't have the human intelligence to be able to tap into those enormous natural resources, they will all amount to nothing. It is a war natural resource where we are seeing as a winning answer. Like I've always been saying, it amount to nothing. And that is the exact situation we are confronted with in Africa, especially in Ghana. When we started school, we were made to recite national anthems or whatever. We talk about gold, talk about diamonds, we talk about the Greenbelt forest, everything that we have. But poverty here is ravaging. Why? Because we focus on the natural resources, and certain few greedy, misguided politicians will just go and sell for a cut. But focusing on training minds, human resources, human capacity, that has never been a priority. It is our educational system. No cry. People go through. Like I said, people go through. You just go chew and pour, recite other people's research and other stuff. Come out, you'll be awarded with a degree. About different in some. I drink any team. That is why early Monday morning you switch your TV. Now, but as a professor, be a friend from university making contribution. If you take out the prefix, then you understand what he's saying. But he hold accolades because we are just going through a system that has been set up already. It has become like an annual ritual in creating room to train minds. We just go through to rehearse what has already been researched already. We come out of it and that is it. We need to start thinking positively, individually, bringing to bear the intellectual weight that we have and complement with that of others to be able to come out with something that going forward in this particular year, we need to see something. Like I've been saying, youth unemployment has become a major problem. How do we solve it? There are several avenues. I keep telling people that today football has become a huge economy on its own. How do we ensure that we get majority of our youth to go into football, school football? How do we incentivize people to get into it? How do we make it competitive? Code system. We can even introduce regional leagues, or in a bid to get talent. Because we can set up a system that will afford us to export players outside, and at the end of the day we make a lot of money. If government is thinking of sending nurses out there, football players, we can get thousands of them across the country. Why are we not making such investment? We have limited football in this country to the Black Stars, about 23 players. We are ready and prepared to spend a fortune when we know they will come home with absolutely nothing, not even chamber pot. We go and waste money. But where we are supposed to invest money in talent hand to ensure say we bring to bear more abedipelin and as if we are not interested because a man for kwa munye sika wia or a tournament there, yes, a benye sika wia. So we go there. And in the last from 2014, SSS sika go play mukodi sansem hunu no buy, we've been repeating same mistake every day. As if say nipa ya nwen. Agriculture has always been the backbone, Eba ne say na say yakra de bia ifra bontemba. Rice production, palm oil, cassava production. How do we incentivize our youth so that we can go into these things in the large scale farming? All these are initiatives that must ring bell in the ears of people who have entrusted political powers to, and ensures at least we change the destiny of this particular country, because we cannot continue to rely on Bretton Woods institution giving us grants, giving us loans and things. We are whole and we can get our way out of this. No sensible country will be thinking about borrowing its way out of a debt. It is practically impossible, economically nonsensical, socially it doesn't make sense, morally you know what it means. So you can't balance your debt na your treatment. The sad aspect of it, or people we have entrusted to manage this particular economy, they continue consistently and have been taking foolish decisions. Because at this crucial time, you will have them in the room thinking about how this particular economy can survive, but they are making conscious effort to make critical allocation to the construction of cathedral, when those things have no economic relevance at this critical time. But they don't care, because they have no priorities, they are short-sighted, they are so myopic, they are so greedy. It is out of that they will make their cut and continue to fool people that they are Christians. God is no fool, so you can't fool him. Going into 2023, we want to see some positive signs that we then prove to God that we are indeed ready to use our brains to ensure that we transform and build a prosperous nation that will offer equal opportunity to everybody and lay a solid foundation for generation yet to come, just like America has done. Our leaders, America has become a resting pad for politicians in Ghana. Sending kids abroad, sending wives to seek medical care. But the infrastructure here, look at the medical system that we have. Sick one. They don't care, but they have that moral conviction to travel all the way to Dubai, to UK, to US, to seek medical care, when it is indeed their responsibility to ensure that critical health infrastructure here is either rehabilitated or made better. But they don't care. We are still fixated in this fictional politics that we believe serves our interest. How long are we going to live as fools? I think we need to rise above this hyper-partisan prescriptions na yete hono. Say ya na ya no, say ya na ya twere da ho, say ya na yete we NDC ni dia, say ya we MPP ni dia, say ya. Let us rise above that and prove that we are indeed reasonable men of conviction. And on any day, we are ready to use our brain to think as real human beings created by God. This is a short episode. I shall return very soon. My name is Ivan Che Innocent, and I am no cynic. Trust me.